Hello everyone. My name is Radityo Purwanto and I'm from Management ELCP class, Faculty of Economic and Business, Udayana University. So in this video, I would like to explain about planning, the foundation of successful management. So there are 5 topics that I would like to explain to you guys. The first one is planning and strategy, fundamentals of planning, goals and plans, promoting consistencies in goals, and the planning or control cycle itself. So stay tuned on this video. So as we know, there are 4 functions of management. The first one is planning, the second one is organizing, the third one is leading, and the fourth one is controlling. But in this video, I would like to explain about the first one, that is the planning itself. So the first question is, what are planning, strategy, and strategic management? Planning is setting goals and deciding how to achieve it. For example, today is my class in Udayana University, and I'm deciding how can I achieve the goals, which is attending the class. So I'm deciding whether I must take the toll road, or I'm deciding that I have to wake up earlier so I will able to attend the class on time. So that is planning. Strategy, it sets a long-term goals and direction for an organization. But the strategy is changing from a year to year because the business condition between this year and this year is different. So they must be adaptive to the condition. In this case, I will use a phone company for example. So in this year, a phone company will have a strategy to put 2 cameras in their phone to attract the customers. And the next year, because this year maybe a lot of company already put 2 cameras in the back of their phone. So in the next year, they have a new strategy to put 3 cameras in their phone to keep the phone is attractive for the customers so they can gain profit. Yeah, that's the example for strategy. Strategic management is a process that involves all managers from every part of the company, like the top managers, middle managers, and first line managers in formulating, implementing, and executing the plan or strategy to achieve the goals for the company. The planning covers not only strategic planning, but also tactical planning and operational planning. So that's why it must involve the 3 managers in the company, like the top one, the middle one, and the first line. Why are they so important for me as a manager? So there are 3 reasons why planning and strategic management are important to managers. The first one is providing direction and momentum. So maybe from day to day, there are a lot of pressures in the company, so maybe it makes them lost their direction or momentum. But strategy and planning will help them to focus on their strategy, focus on every problems, choices, and opportunities. So the next one is planning and strategy will help a company to encourage new ideas. As I said before, that the business situation from a year to a year is different, so it will push the managers to make new innovation. For example, like a food company, they must think and be creative on how to make a food or drink that is different from another company, so it will attract the customers to come to the company itself. The next one is strategic management provides a sustainable competitive advantage for an organization. So sustainable competitive advantage is the ability on how a company can provide goods or services more efficiently than their competitors. So sustainable competitive advantage occurs when an organization is able to be responsive for their customers, to be innovative, to be able to maintain the quality of the product or services, and the fourth one is able to be effective in providing goods or services. So as a manager, I must be able to use VRIO to analyze the competitive potential of my company. VRIO is a framework for analyzing a company resource or capability to determine its competitive strategic potential.
So VRIO stands for value. Is the resource or capability valuable? Valuable means, does the resource or capability allow your firm to exploit an opportunity or neutralize a threat? If yes, then the resource puts you in a competitive position. If no, then you are at the competitive disadvantage. R. Rarity. Is the resource or capability controlled by only a few firms or no other firms? If yes, then that status will give my company at least temporary competitive advantage. If no, then my company is equal competitive advantage. The third one is imitability. Is the resource or capability costly for other firms to imitate? If yes, that will give your company a definite competitive advantage. If no, that gives you only a temporary competitive advantage. The fourth one is organization. Is the firm organized to exploit the resource or capability? If yes, the firm has the necessary structure, culture, control system, policies, and financing. If no, it's only have a temporary competitive advantage. So this figure shows you that is your company have a competitive advantage or not?
So, moving on to the second topic is the fundamentals of planning. What are mission, vision, and value statements? First one is mission. An organization mission is their purpose or reason for being. So the mission statement is made by the top level managers in purpose to achieve the goals. Determining the mission is the responsibility of top managers and the director. It is up to them to formulate the mission, which is the purpose of the organization. The mission statement identifies the goods or services that the organization provide and will provide. So for example, Facebook. Why our Facebook is being here in the social media? The mission or the purpose of Facebook is to help people connect between a world and a world, so they can connect each other and can share memories. Next one is vision statement. A vision is a long-term goal describing what would an organization want to become. A vision should describe what are the conditions in the world that an organization join in and what will they do about that. After formulating the mission statement, the top line manager must make the vision statement just to express what are they proposed strategically. For example, the Facebook vision statement. Their vision statement is to help people connected like friends and families and help people to discover what is happening in the world. So the third one is value statement. So after formulating the vision statement, the top level manager should formulate the value statement, which express what the company stands for and how does the company contribute to the world. This is a Facebook value statement. So Facebook value statement is focused on impact, move fast, be bold, be open, and build social value.
The next topic, I would like to explain 3 types of planning. So, in the next topic, I would like to explain about 3 types of planning. So here I will draw the 3 levels of management. This is the top, this is the middle one, and this is the first line. So because there are 3 levels of management, each part of management has their own types of planning. So the top management have the duty of strategic planning. Strategic planning example is the top manager have to make a long-term decision about the direction of organization. So what is the goals for the organization? So the top managers must have future oriented mind, and they can highly be adaptive to competitive conditions. The next one is the middle manager. Middle manager have their duty of tactical planning. The next one is middle manager. Middle manager have their duty of tactical planning. So tactical planning implement policies and plans of, of top management. Also, the middle manager will coordinate the activities of the first line managers in making decision to to help achieving the strategy and goals that already been made by the top managers. The third one is first line manager. First line manager have their duty of operational planning. So operational planning is like the daily task of the of the company. So decision is often predictable following well-defined set of routine procedures. So these three types of management and these three types of planning will work together in order to achieve the company goals.
So moving on to the next topic, that is goals and plans. So what are the types of goals and what are different kind of plans? The purpose of planning is to set a goal and then action plan. So a goal, which is also known as an objective, is a specific commitment to achieve a measurable result within a stated period of time. So there are two kind of goal. There is short-term goals and long-term goals. Long-term goals are generally referred to as strategic goals. They tend to span 1 to 5 years and focus on achieving the strategies identified in a company's strategic plan. The example of long-term goals is to increase revenue from new customers by 10% for the next 12 months or 2 years or 3 years. So the next one is short-term goals. Short-term goals are sometimes referred to tactical or operational goals. They generally span for 12 months and are connected to strategic plan in in a hierarchy known as chain and chain. They generally span 12 months and are connected to strategic plan in a hierarchy known as means and chain. A means and chain shows how goals are connected or linked across an organization. So that is two kinds of goals, that is long term and short term goals. So the next one is, what are different kinds of plans? So there are two kinds of plans. The first one is operating plan and the second one is action plan. So operation plan is a plan that breaks long-term output into short-term targets or goals. In other words, operating plan turns strategic plan into actionable short-term goals and action plans. The next one is action plan. An action plan an action plan defines the course of action needed to achieve a stated goal, whether the goal is long term or short term. So, action plan outline the tactics that will be used to achieve the goal. Also, there are two types of plans. The first one is standing plans and the second one is single use plan. So let we describe one by one. Standing plans are plans that develop for activities that occur repeatedly over a period of time. Standing plan consists of policies, procedures, and rules. A policy is standing plan that outlines the general response to a destination problem or situation. For example, this workplace is not condone swearing. The second one is procedure. A procedure is a standing plan that outlines the response to particular problems or circumstances. For example, the McDonald's have their procedures to make the hamburger like that. The third one is a rule. A rule is a standing plan that is designed specific required action. For example, in an organization, it is not allowed to smoke. The next one is single-use plans. Single-use plans are plans that develop for activities that are not likely to be repeated in the future. Such plans can be programs or projects. A program is a single-use plan encompassing a range of projects and activities. For example, the government space program has had several projects. A project is a single-use plan of less scope and complexity than a program. For example, like the Go to Space project, like that.
So next we will discuss about promoting consistencies in goals. So anyone can define goals, but there are 5 characteristics of a good goal, and it is called SMART. SMART. So SMART stands for specific, so goals should be stated in specific. Like for example, this is a goal. As many planes as possible should arrive on time. That looks too general. So we must make a more specific goals. Like for example, 90% of planes should arrive within 15 minutes of the scheduled arrival time. So that is specific. The next one is measurable. So whenever possible, goals should be measurable or quantifiable. So for example, 90% of planes should arrive within 15 minutes. There should be some way to measure the degree to which a goal has been reached. So the next one, A, attainable. So goals should be challenging, of course, but above all, they should be realistic and attainable. Maybe it is best to set goals that are quite ambitious, so it will challenge people to meet high standards. The next one is result oriented. So only a few goals should be chosen, and it should be result oriented. This means that the goals itself should support the organization's vision. And the last one is T, target dates. So goals should specify the target dates or deadline dates when they are to be attained. So it must be specified the the target dates or deadline dates. That allows enough time for lower managers and employees to improve their systems and work habits and give them a clear time frame in which they know what they are expected to do. So these five characteristic of a good goal.
The next one is management by objective or MBO. So management by objective is a four-step process in which the first, managers and employees jointly set objective for the employee. Second one, managers develop action plans. Third one, managers and employees periodically review the employee's performance. And the fourth one is the manager makes a performance appraisal and rewards the employee according to the results. So the purpose of MBO is to motivate rather than to control subordinates. So management by objective and goal cascading will not work without an effective goals and the setting process. So the next one is cascading goals. So cascading goals is the process of ensuring that the strategic goals set at the top level align or cascade downward with more specific short-term goals at lower levels within an organization, including employees, objectives, and activities. So once we have made a plan, how can we stay in control to make sure everything in the right direction? Actually, there is a continuous loop called the control cycle.
I will explain more detail about the planning or control cycle. So this describes a constant feedback loop designed to make sure that the company plans are in the right direction. So this is the cycle. The first one, we make a plan. Then moving to the next step, we carry out the plan. And these two steps is called planning steps. So step 1 and 2 is the planning step. And then next, we go to step 3. In step 3, we control the direction by comparing the results with the plan. We control the direction by comparing results with the plan. So if the result is different with the plan that we have think before, that there must be a wrong. And then we move to the fourth step, that is control the direction. but in these steps we have two ways to control the direction. So there are two ways to control the direction. The first one is by correcting deviation. So by the first step is correcting deviation in the plan being carried out. So in this step, we will do a correction in the plan that we have already carried out. The next step is improving future plans. So improving future plans means we go back to the first step, that is make a plan. So it will make a continuous loop 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. The third and the fourth step is called the two control step. So that is about the control cycle. We make plans, we carry out the plan, we control the direction by comparing results with the plan, and we control the direction by correcting deviation and improving future plans. And improving future plans means we make a new plan, and it will goes continuously. The first and the second step is called the planning steps, and the third steps and the fourth steps is called the two control steps.
So that's all about my explanation about planning, the fundamentals of successful management. So we already discussed the planning and strategy. We already discussed the fundamentals of planning. We already discussed about goals and plans. We already discussed promoting consistencies in goals, that is the SMART goals, SMART, and management by objective and goal cascading. And the last one we already discussed about the planning and control cycle. So I hope that my video will help you to understand about the planning, the foundation of successful management. So if you are helped with my explanation, please kindly share this video to your friends and family so we all can understand about planning. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.